and welcome to Survivor Circle on Tuesday, March 12th, year 2024. How's everybody doing today? We're here, and it's nice and sunny and warm in Kentucky. It's even sunny and warm here in Ohio, and that's big. It's like almost 70 degrees. That's a big change from snow a couple of days ago. But
You
hey,
had snow?
we had snow.
I just cussed because it was below 30 for a couple of days.
So no explanations. And I guess they're talking about another big weather shift toward the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like they know. I am
Rain.
sick. You know, I was
And
starting to
what
look at
sucks,
feeling,
it's on a weekend.
yeah,
It's coming in on Friday, and I'm just like, here we go again.
that's it. Nothing to say. It, yeah, this is really weird. I did not know. Oh boy, I did not realize until sometime yesterday evening that we had daylight savings time kick in on Sunday morning. I swear, I I knew it. I knew I was out of phase somewhere, and I thought, what the hell's wrong with me? What did I do? Of course, the lack of sleep. The lack of sleep lately, the insomnia has been terrible. But I said, wait a minute. We were supposed to have a time change coming up. Did it happen? Maybe that's maybe that's why I'm so screwed up these days. So
I need to share my countdown clock that I have on my phone. Because
yes,
seriously,
sure.
from when the time changed, I added it to my phone. And it was 120 something days. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. But I have my
Yes.
coat on simply because today it seemed like the wind was blowing. And even though it
Um,
was 72 out here, the
it was
wind was
breezy.
blowing
It
like
was
crazy.
breezy here too. So I'm
But
just
the
saying,
wind's not blowing now, and my coat's going to have to come off. So,
dun, 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 dun.
oh man,
Oh,
there
and
was,
it's Tuesday Blues Day.
it
Yes,
is.
people, this is just the way it happens. We do not
We did
coordinate
not
our.
plan
We do what?
this.
We do not do fashion coordination on this show. Oh my God! So it's been funny. Just been the entire last week has just been funny. So many things. I guess I want to start out today talking about an article that Goofy posted over on one of the Earth streams about the announcement that the U.S. military developing portable UFO detection kits, as the Pentagon says no evidence of alien tech has ever been found.
So they're going to spend our money developing stuff that they say that
To
doesn't
look for things
exist.
that they don't believe exists.
Exactly.
Yes. Um, these are supposed to be portable detection kits that will fit inside a protective case. They're currently being tested in Texas. Um, and their excuse is, we have a national security site and there are objects being reported that are within restricted airspace or within maritime range or within the proximity of one of our spaceships. Do we have spaceships? Does the United States military have spaceships? I mean, do they?
They do.
What's
They recreated
the
the
Dragon
black triangle.
capsules and the other one, which what's the other soon to be manned SpaceX capsule? Okay,
Hmm.
those are civilians. Those aren't United States military spaceships. We don't have any freaking U.S. military spaceships,
Well, they
do
can
we?
tell you that they have them.
Oh, okay. That's just. Well, they're
They
just
can,
developing. They're developing these just in case we should
yeah,
happen to find one lying
mhm,
around on the desert floor
of course.
somewhere. Okay,
Well,
but
that's
that.
so that what is it? They put out a patent for the black triangle. What is it? SB
Uh. Ooh. Yes. 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 Yes.
Google
Yes.
Google time.
Yes.
But they put the patent out for that.
So the black triangle. They have patent for black triangles, and then they had a couple of patents for
Mhm.
inertialess drives. And okay, but there and both of those drive patents
Mhm.
were technically illegal. And if a civilian wanted to get those through, they would not. The patent office would refuse to acknowledge it
Mhm.
because that's against physics. You can't do that. They can't. They won't give you a patent. Okay.
But wasn't there a thing too that whenever you would file a patent for
Yeah.
something and they would
There's a
deny it,
whole
but
list,
that was sent straight
pages
to,
after pages after
yeah,
pages
yeah.
of technology, things like more efficient, a solar panel system that produces electricity with a conversion rate of greater than 30% is automatically a classified top secret patent. That was one. Okay. And there are pages upon pages upon pages of these that have been leaked. They are available, but they are devices or processes that you will not get a patent. And if you apply for a patent, it will be made classified top secret, and you can't tell anybody about it.
Well, and not only that, if they deny it, then the next thing you know, the government has the same thing, and then maybe they've tweaked it a little bit to where it doesn't look the same.
They don't know you have a patent, but you have no you can't sell it to any you can't tell anybody about it.
No, I
You
understand what
can't
you're talking about
sell
with
it
the
to
classified.
anybody
No, I get
except
that.
except the government,
That's
and
what
they
I'm
can
getting
tell
at.
you
A lot of
how much
the
it's worth.
government, what I'm getting at is the government will steal your patent. They'll make it classified,
Hmm.
but then they'll steal your patent and then they'll
They
do
don't
their
want to do
little thing with
that.
it.
They want you to go to work for them in case you think of
Right.
something else. You know,
No,
as long
yeah.
as as long as you're useful and keep cranking out things and perfecting their property, protecting their property and making sure it works properly, uh, then they won't kill you.
No, I think they'll end up killing you anyway. I don't think they give
Well,
a
yeah.
shit. One
Well,
way or the other. Yeah. No, you're gone.
so
They're
yeah.
pretty good with that. Just look at all
Does,
the
did I cover all
whistleblowers.
the did I
There
cover
was a
all the bases?
whistleblower that was killed not long ago. Boeing. He
Yes,
retired in
2 days
2017.
ago. Like two
Yes.
days ago.
They found him
Yeah,
dead.
he was blowing the whistle pretty hard on that. I made a tasteless joke
Mm,
somewhere about that today.
good for you.
Yes, 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 yes. He took poison, suffocated
Yes.
himself in a paper bag, um,
Oh, you're
hung
talking
himself,
about
hung himself, and shot himself 3 times
right.
as he
Hmm.
fell into a wood chipper.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
But
so
that's the truth.
Suicide is suspected. Yes.
But
Sure.
still, okay, so this makes me wonder, and I've got to dive into this stuff. The Clinton hit list of all the dead people and stuff.
How
You
big is
have
that
these
list?
whistleblowers.
I gave up. I gave up on that list when it hit like 40.
It's that
It's
long.
got to. It's got to. It's got to be. It's got to be over 100 by now.
Oh, it is. But
Hmm.
still, okay, so this is a whistleblower. And as good as the media is with discrediting and disinformation and stuff, why do they bother killing these people when they can completely trash them
Yes, absolutely.
publicly and destroy
Uh,
their lives? I mean, they can go in and remove their pensions, their 401ks, everything.
empty their bank
And
accounts.
with yes, why do they bother killing them? That's what that is it, there's something else because you would think by now these people would have a
Well, whoa, whoa, whoa,
what
whoa,
is it, a
whoa,
dead trigger? Is that what they
whoa.
call it?
You're mixing apples and oranges. Okay. There's the corporate kills. We can't. This man worked for Boeing, and he is saying bad things. He is retired. He is medically retired, and he is saying bad things about stuff he already knows that could cost us tens of billions of dollars. Okay, easily. So see that, but that's not the government.
But you could
That's
discredit him
above. Fuck, that's above and beyond the government.
and you could
Because
take away his
the
pension.
government, at least on paper, is answerable to the public. These guys, these guys over here, Boeing, on the military industrial complex, they don't answer to anybody.
Well, that's you can destroy okay, because our government has done this
Yes.
forever with UFO peeps,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
witnesses and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's birds.
Or
Um,
black program witnesses also.
but they would like destroy their lives. I mean, they just didn't have to kill them. So that's what I'm getting at. You've got one whistleblower coming out against a huge industry like that.
Yeah.
So why not take away his pension or whatever they're paying? I don't know their retirement.
Because it wouldn't work fast enough.
Wouldn't shut
This
him
was
up.
this was an emergency. He had to be shut. He had to be shut down today. You understand what I'm saying?
It
He
worked.
had to be shut. He had to be shut down before anybody ever heard of him.
Right.
If
Yeah.
he had got if he had got the publicity that he should have been,
Hmm.
and being a known actor, okay, on the scene for a month or 2 months, as he probably should have been, but I never heard of this. I never even heard of that. This whistle. I didn't hear the whistle being blown at all. Let
Well,
alone
that's
what
what
he
blows
was.
my mind about that. He did an interview, a interview, right? Just
Yeah.
one.
As far I really don't know. I haven't backgrounded him. Look, I never heard of him. I'm very interested in that
Hmm.
side of the industry, the topic, and such forth. I got a lot of feeds coming in from the aircraft and space industry, and I never heard of him. That tells me he was a nearly a total unknown.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. Max, Max, where are you? I saw
Oh,
your door open, and I know your
you
house
saw the
isn't
door
that
open.
haunted. Where's the baby? There he is.
My little fuzzy buddy.
Sweet little baby Max.
Yes. Him. Okay. You got your appearance. Maria
Yep,
talked
he's
to you.
done.
You're fine.
He's done.
hide my phone before he's making calls.
Oh yeah. Speaking of
Um,
calls, Jay's late. I'm calling him
yeah.
out.
Oh well, that's
No
life.
excuses, Dad. No excuses. I'm just kidding.
Why should I claim my age? It's no secret.
Mm-mm. Well,
Did I miss a topic going on or something?
the article that you were talking about, that's what blew my mind. It was like they were repeating, CNN was repeating the fact
Yes.
that we're the Pentagon's going to make these things, these
Yes.
sensors, but yet we don't
It's
believe in this
going to be
shit.
on every military plane, every ship on seas, and who knows, and at all military locations.
Hmm.
Okay, fine, I guess. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What happens to the data? Okay, if they get a sighting, okay, say they do. Who do they coordinate that? Is it published? Is it going to be published? Is are there, if
It's
and
classified.
if somebody takes if one of these devices records a known classified program, how are they going to deal with that? If it's an unknown classified program, say from China or India or the Soviet Union, are they going to acknowledge that? Um, are they going? Yes, that was a known object. That was just a supersonic balloon that streaked across 14 states, last night. Don't worry about it. It was a balloon. There, I want to see a detector network up. I want to see it done. Is there something in these little black boxes that they're going to put in everything? That's hell, everything will be classified in it. Okay, if there's a camera, it'll be a classified camera. It's a class or a radar detector. It's going to be a classified radio detector. It's going to be it's all going to be. It's a black box. Okay, nobody gets to know what's in the black box. Nobody knows what the detection capabilities of the black box should be. Okay, but by the way, they're going to be, and I'm just guessing, you know, $15 million a piece. Yes.
Funny that it's called a black box and we have a
Well,
black government and we have a black budget
well.
that nobody knows about,
Mhm.
supposedly. And that would be the task. That is something.
They, they, they should pay for it with black money instead of taxpayer money.
Oh, but now you're being racist, Charles. Just
No, the black money is the same as the black.
I'm
The
just
black
saying they called it black.
black money funds the black programs. For the it's just,
But
black
it's
is just
not
another
black
word for
money.
unknown.
It's
It's not a
ours.
it's not a racist
It's
thing.
ours. It's ours. It's our money. It's
Yes,
our tax money that they're taking
yes.
away from us and they're giving it to whatever. And because we are so big now and we got to the point they made it to us to understand that don't pay attention to this. If it
Hmm.
doesn't affect your daily life, don't worry about it. And
Yes.
we got to
We,
that
we
point,
got
what,
we
50s?
got you covered. We got you covered. Don't worry. We didn't detect anything. Yeah, we know we all
What was that?
we all we own the skies, the seas, the air and space as we know it.
And you don't need to know anything about it.
We got it covered
Mhm.
because we're on
Don't
the
look
job.
behind
We're
don't look
defending
behind the
you.
curtain.
Don't look behind the
Don't
curtain
look behind the curtain.
or under the rug or
Well,
yeah.
The famous Wizard of Oz is don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. But but you know what? Seriously, that's a scary thing if you think about it.
Do they still run that show every year?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it for 5 years, so I can't.
Oh dude, I got the DVD.
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
But
Okay.
seriously, you think about it. You're just one man up in northern Ohio, and
Hmm.
you run into this huge story. You
Okay.
just, I don't know, driving down the road, you need a dash cam. You need to do a dash cam like Ron does every time he
Yeah.
leaves his
Okay.
God to do his daily drives.
Mhm.
So you catch something
Yeah.
and you publicize it. You do your um, investigation. It's something weird, just something off the wall. So you start doing a little bit of
Right.
investigating in it, and
Hmm.
you get a little bit, you get a little
And
fish on
I
that
go
hook.
to the radar sites, and
Yeah.
there's no acknowledged aircraft in this area.
Well, it
I
doesn't even have to be
did,
that.
I did a silver a silver you know, barely visible silver cylinder that goes across the sky in 10 seconds. Okay.
It doesn't even have to be that. It could be you driving down the road, and then all of a sudden, the landscape had changed. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
all of a sudden, there's this big black rock that has appeared over here in this field that you've
Mhm.
passed a million times, and it's never been there before. So you start digging into it a little bit, and you start making a little bit noise about it, and post something, and maybe you get some other people saying, "Oh, well, I've seen that too."
Yeah.
And then you all start learning that there was a permit or something like that that had been filed
Hmm.
in your county for some
Hmm.
kind of obscure, I don't know, like not agriculture, or I don't know, a conditional permit was through up there.
Okay.
And maybe the sign was up there for a day that you didn't pass down through there where people, the meeting to do this. So, but you start asking questions and you start getting more information from other people. And then you finally, so maybe this is this huge conspiracy, not conspiracy, governmental
Hmm.
project that is going on underground. I'm coming up with shit. Underground, and the black rock marks that. And then under you, they're digging tunnels and they're doing all of this stuff, and they're going to put in this underground military base.
Hmm.
A dumb is what they're going to,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
whatever. And you throw that whistle out, and then all of a sudden, they come after you. You're just a regular Joe. You're not a journalist. You're just a regular citizen, and they
Hmm.
will act. They could take you out and kill you, and nobody would ever know. Absolutely nobody would ever know that the person that was raising all of this cane about, or just asking questions,
Hmm.
just trying
Yeah.
to clarify what's going on, but you stumbled on to what they were actually doing. They
Mhm.
take you out in 2 seconds, and the rest of the world would
And
never know.
your obituary in the paper would not mention it at all.
No, you died at home.
The paper that you tried to talk that you talked to a reporter about the incident, about what you saw before you started publicly talking about it yourself. But the editor says, "Oh no, we don't publish that crazy stuff. This is going right in the trash."
But that's what I'm getting at. Your obituary would say you died at home with your family around you. And it's like, no, they found his ass with his throat cut out in the middle of the field. Truth be known. But that's the thing. So when you hear of all these top scientists or you hear of these different people that are killed, can you take it with a grain of salt? Yeah. Until you actually dig into their past and you start taking up their research, which means, okay, we've just put a big X on our back.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But he had to have some huge connections somewhere else, because you could have painted him as a disgruntled employee, ex-employee that retired and he's just coming up with
No,
crap. You
I
could have
don't.
discredited him.
If he was actually, and okay, he was a man in his 60s who just retired medically. Okay, if you're working on the line at Boeing in your 60s, I'm assuming he had been there. It may have mentioned, but he had a lot of years there. Okay, he had seen it come and go. Okay,
But medically, they could have painted him as medically could mean
or he could have had
mental or
severe.
physical. They just didn't say. So they
Right.
could have painted that any way they wanted to.
Yes. Yes. That too. Oh yeah. Those records can be. Those records are electronic records. Yes. His doctor. He went to the doctor on Thursday. Absolutely. Absolutely. Last Thursday, we have the billing here. We have the receipts and everything. Yes, and the doctor says, "Oh my, yes, he was terminal."
Oofy, this is your fault because you posted that. I'm just saying. We started
Oh,
this because of
yeah,
Oofy.
yeah. We're dragging in the rest of this stuff,
Hmm.
but I just my first impression, my very instant impression was about time. And then it says, "Wait a minute, this is the Pentagon we're talking about here."
But
I
they're
would love,
telling
I
you
would
that
love
this is
to
for
see,
alien craft. Is it
I would
actually
love
alien
to
craft?
see a network set up to do this with a civilian network, okay, that reports to MUFON and APRO and whoever else publicly, okay. What is what could this be? What could this not be? Who know? We don't know. We know, we using civilian pro, known information sources. You can go through and check. Okay, there are no airlines running in this area at this time. Time, date, direction. Okay, there's no reports from the airports. There was no meteorological phenomenon that was picked up on radar, weather radar. There was, and there's no astronomical. It wasn't Venus. It wasn't the moon. It wasn't a conjunction of two other planets. It wasn't birds. It wasn't. We spoke to our friend the ornithologist. Never saw a bird be able to do that. Uh, we talked to a chemist and he said, no, no, that's not swamp gas. So, okay, you know, and then we can put it out as an actual unknown. Okay. But they don't want to deal with our unknown. They want to instantly make everything. Well, we knew what that was, and we knew what that was, and basically make it up because we don't get to see the data. You know, that's just wrong. I mean
But
that,
that's the thing. Yes, it is wrong. But you
and
know
it's
what?
civil, and they've announced this. A civilian network will never get started. Oh, the military already taken care of that.
But the thing about it is, though, is that everybody has been so conditioned to that if the news tells you it's bullshit, nobody's nobody's going to pay attention to it. They're done. And that's like with a mass shooting. The first reporter that gets there and tells you whatever bullshit that they can come up with
Hmm.
is the bullshit that everybody believes. They never do a follow-up story. They never do anything. Never.
You mean like that guy, like the guy in the
All
baseball
of them.
hat on the street of New York 10 minutes after the plane hit the first tower,
All
who
of
said,
them.
"Oh yeah, it was Osama bin Laden."
Mhm. Well, no, no. I never heard that. I never heard that
Oh,
shit.
that was
I ne
real.
Well, no,
That was
I'm not saying it's not real. I'm
walked
just
up to a
saying
freaking reporter that's going crazy with the dust on his fucking shoulders. No, that was before there was any dust. I'm sorry.
I
It was
never heard anything about that name being brought up until later. I never saw that video
but that was
that
but
you're
that
talking
was
about.
but that was an actual recording,
Mhm,
time stamped event,
mhm. No, and I totally believe it. I'm just saying I never heard it.
and he didn't claim to be a psychic.
Yeah, well,
And
he
it
missed his
wasn't and it was
calling.
and it wasn't a tinfoil baseball cap.
He missed his calling, but still, no, but that's what I'm getting at. The first reporter on the scene that can get there, and that's the thing, that was never played nationally. Had that been played in a loop with everything that was
Oh
going
yeah.
on that day on
Hmm.
national TV, then it would have been ingrained in everybody's mind. But that's what I'm just talking about, these mass shootings. Okay,
Okay.
mass shooting or a police shooting.
Okay.
Rodney King, you've always heard me say this, Rodney King was their beta test. They could take a video and they could edit it and they could play what they wanted to on the air. Wasn't the whole video, didn't show everything that had happened
Hmm.
or why he was treated the way he was. The media played this little slot of time and it got everybody excited. And that was their beta test. So then they learned that they could show you whatever, all the news stations
Hmm.
could show you whatever edited part of a video that they wanted you to see to get you riled up, to get you pissed off, and go burn cities down. Then maybe a few days later, they're like, "Oh, well, here's the rest of the video. Here's the whole story. We kind of neglected to show this to you."
Hmm.
And it's kind of a justified situation. Meanwhile, there's been a billion plus buildings burnt down. There's been people beat to death in or drug out of their businesses or beat to death on the in the streets. Um, you never hear about any of those being arrested or going to prison or anything. Um, but I'm just I'm what I'm getting at is that the media and people are just hook, line, and sinker.
Hmm.
Oh my God, how could that happen to this poor individual? Well, what they failed to show you is that this one pulled a gun on that one and threatened to shoot him,
Hmm.
or this one had a knife in their hand and it was in mid strife of coming and killing somebody. This is where we've gotten to, and it dictates everything. So then we have cities that are burning. We have people that are shooting each other, trying to protect their businesses. We have shop owners drug out into the street, beaten to death. And we don't hear anything. Or do we ever know that these people went to prison, had a trial? No, all we hear about is that they've set up this nice little we're going to take you to jail. You're not going to have bail. We're just going to release you out into the streets. And they do. So that's the thing that drives me insane. And then everybody else buys it. It's okay. What was it during COVID? Everybody wear your mask and you stay inside. But if you're going to attend the protest, you don't have to wear your mask. It's okay.
In fact, we would prefer that you not wear a mask so you can be identified for further questions.
But it was okay. And we're going to place this huge, and in every block, all these bricks that nobody's ever seen before. So you can throw them and you can do damage. That was the thing that, I mean, come on.
Well, when you've got a city, just about any city you want to pick, you're going to find piles of bricks somewhere. Somebody's going to be doing a renovation, a new building.
So they
You know what I'm
say,
saying? It's
but
just,
not
it's just,
every block.
it's just a fact. Well, no,
Mhm.
but it's just, but you can't.
Mm. Oh,
Uh,
here, Andy brings up what we were talking about earlier. See that undercover documentary about Boeing.
okay.
Dealing drugs in the
Drug,
factory, high
the drug.
employees using rejected. That part I did not hear.
I heard about that months and months and months, if not years
The
ago.
dealing drugs in the factory.
Before
I didn't
before
hear about that.
oh, that was at least a couple of years ago, before that funny 737 long body
Hmm.
that had a tendency to fly itself into the ground, and they forgot to tell the pilots about that.
Oh, I
That
just
came
watched
out.
a show on
That
that the
came
other
out
day.
okay.
That was one of those big high tech, it's autopilot everything, and the pilots are basically there just to monitor, correct?
Pretty much, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Except there was this one little glitch that if you did this and that just that
Hmm.
way in the
Hmm.
wrong weather conditions,
Hmm.
it would it would turn out and dive into the ground.
It's like, oops, sorry, we
They
forgot to
knew
tell you
about
about
it,
this.
and then because it had been caught in testing,
Hmm.
the test pilots
Hmm.
had put out a precautionary
Hmm.
message:
Hmm.
don't do this, or and if you do, this is how you stay out of that situation. Okay,
Yeah.
but a lot of these pilots, especially pilots in other countries, weren't on the email list. Okay.
Oops.
Yes.
And that's, I watched that. It's on.
And don't particularly publicize a flaw like that until you're already taken care of it. Okay. And this was still in the early stages. It had only been introduced months before. Okay. And there were, like, if I remember, there were three of them that nosedived into the ground for no apparent reason. And yeah.
I saw a comment that Ron made earlier, and I can't find it now. But he was like, "Did they ever figure out?" Oh, here it is. What was the answer for the hatch coming off of that one flight where it was like the
There has
whole
not been
door?
there has not been an official release
Okay.
from the uh, a whatever the this
NSB,
aviation safety, yeah, whatever it is, yeah, NSC, and
NBS.
there
NBS?
won't be
Anyway, no,
those those
it
those
takes years.
honestly up to yes,
Hmm.
yes,
It takes years for that.
and when that comes out,
Hmm.
it will probably be um, they'll know the thread of the
Hmm.
pitch thread in diameter of the bolt that may have failed. That's it.
You know, you were okay. So you were talking about the, was it 7? The one before where it's all autopilot and all of a sudden they were just
737.
okay.
737.
Wasn't that the Malaysia
No.
370 flight
No.
that just disappeared? It
Oh,
flew
it just,
7
it
it
was not one of these. Those. No.
it threw what was that one? It flew
That was
7
a
hours out of the way
European plane.
and made several
That
different
was that was an Airbus. That's what I was trying to think of.
yeah.
That wasn't a Boeing plane. That was an
Mhm.
Airbus.
Mhm. I didn't finish watching it. I stopped it, but they kept going through scenarios like the the turns and stuff that it made after because it left one air control tower and was supposed to
Mm-hmm.
go to Vietnam
Mm-hmm.
tower, and it never did.
Right.
They
The
lost
hand
it.
the
It
handoff
never did answer.
Pacific control and Vietnam control. Yes.
So then it flew 7 hours more before it completely disappeared. But it was
According to,
making turns and stuff.
well, okay. How they got those turns
Mhm,
was not by by any ordinary means.
mhm,
The engines are warranted by Rolls-Royce. And without any knowledge or ability to turn them off from the pilot, they ping back home to Rolls-Royce in England using satellites directly. Okay?
Isn't that
And
amazing?
they used those pings by measuring the microseconds that it took from a point on the surface of the Earth to a satellite to another satellite and back to the recipient. Okay, they were able to time track those enough to give a good, say, 10-mile general area of where that operating engine was when it pinged. So yes, but it wasn't precise, but it was possible, just barely possible.
Well, after that, and I noticed, like I said, I didn't get to finish watching the whole thing, but it was like after that, there are areas. I mean, there's oceans and all this stuff, so
Oh God,
you can't put a radar in the middle
no,
of an
no,
ocean. You just can't do it.
no.
So they said after that that the easiest fix for that was to put a GPS tracking system on it, and it was cheap and it was easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
So after that flight disappeared, that's when they started doing it. But I just can't imagine. I mean, even if it was hijacked, okay, so they want to
Okay.
go somewhere, and to
Mm-hmm.
go straight for Antarctica is not really the chosen way to go. And still, they have some type
Oh, yeah.
of
The other thing about the very fuzzy and complicated way to find that track that they
mhm,
saying is where it
mhm,
flew,
mhm.
you can't check that. I
No,
can't check that. Okay,
no, exactly.
That's Rolls Royce's data,
Mhm,
and this is what they are telling, what their scientific sources are
mhm.
saying that data says. I couldn't, not that I have the capability, but nobody else gets to see that data.
You cannot
Okay.
confirm.
Yes.
You can't
So,
confirm it or
so
deny it.
that anytime they show you this track or say that it went in the ocean in Antarctica, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know where that plane went down. Okay.
Oofy, I want to know who the hell Amy is. Just saying. I've seen that name a few times. But
Oh,
Oofy and CT were curious. Personal, let's see, Amy was uncommitted. Personally, we
Oh,
expect it had something to do with gold, ghosts, or Vikings, or toast. I would go for the toast. I'm always good for toast.
and sparklies.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, I don't want any sprinkles on my sparkly sprinkles on my toast. I want it French toast with
Ah,
syrup,
live good.
or I want my toast with peanut butter on it. Oh, look, who finally decided to show up. Marco's
Marco,
always here on time, and your son still hasn't shown up.
telling you,
I'm just saying.
he's probably early. He just did time change notice.
Like his dad. Like his dad. Anyway, I'm gonna bail for just a second. I
Yeah.
need to
Refill.
refill. So I'll
Good
be
idea. Uh, so let me see. If we drag this dead cat as far as we want to drag it. Uh, let me see. Number one, as far as the DARPA UFO detection kits, my questions are: is there currently classified technology in this device? Who will get to audit these sightings? Will all unknowns be automatically classified? Will military unknowns that are classified be acknowledged? Will unclassified unknowns that are later claimed by classified programs or foreign sources be classified? Will all knowns be publicly noted with solutions like the moon, Venus, swamp gas, birds, and so forth? And that I really, by the time I got finished reading the article, I realized this program, however many hundreds of billions of dollars it will cost, will get us absolutely nothing. Will solve nothing, because it's a cover. It's only possible. Um, the only possible outcome from these people doing this kind of study is that it will be used as a cover up for everything, and to dissuade the public from creating a possible detection network that would be public data. So I just, oh my. In other words, uh, other things that I have come across lately, there's a show, and it's on YouTube, that I am becoming quite. Let me see. Not that one. Please tell me I didn't. CNN News. Okay, here it is. Link. Wish they quit doing that. The Y Files. And it's on YouTube. It usually runs live on Thursday night, I believe. And they have been doing it's pretty straight laced, but they have been doing some really good work lately. Last week's, or 2 months ago, they did a case on alien underground bases. And I watched that this morning, and I found it fascinating, not because they were talking about alien underground bases, but because of the deep background that they did research from public documentation that they did tracking early ESP, CIA ESP programs,
The remote viewing?
remote viewing, all the way up to today. Same people, different places, different, you know, but the continuation of the same groups. See, and to the Stars Academy, to ATIP, to whatever the hell they've got now. You find the same people sitting in the background all the way back to Project Gateway and two programs before that they document for us. And I found that really, I think that these guys are doing some good work. There, some of the things, and they're covering. They're a little too. They tend to be basic mainstream conclusions, but they're getting the data out there. Okay, that's the thing that I find important. I mean, yes, this person was in this group, and this group. Okay, this other person was in this group, and this group, and it shows a continuation of personnel all the way through. So 1970, over 50 years. That tells us something. Okay, all fringe, all psychic connections, UFOs. Oh my God, let's go back. Bigfoot. Let's go back to what was the guy that did the FBI report on the original flying saucers, Kenneth Arnold, back in, was that 1947?
Was it before? It was before Roswell, right?
Yes, but only months before.
Okay.
I think it was in the same. I think it was in the same year. Okay. He also did Bigfoot reports and plane crash reports. The same FBI agent. Just how big, and he had a few other times in history when he popped up that were quite extraordinary. All over the map. One guy. Yes, the world is weird. Strange things do happen, But when you get there are such things as coincidences, but you can't coincidences upon coincidences upon coincidences. If that starts to happen, then you really need to question. You need to question what's going on. Okay, just mentioning.
So Jenny says they told me that they were deep inside the earth. Maybe Earth is hollow Earth. LOL.
Maybe.
Antarctica has always been a huge question.
Yes.
Was that Operation Paperclip? Or am I confusing that? There was so many. There were so many.
Paperclip.
Yeah.
And what was the bell? And what was his name? Admiral Byrd. His 1949 uh,
They were
in
some
Antarctica.
type of race or something. It was him and who else? There were 2 different teams, and I don't think either one of them knew about the other until
Oh,
they got there.
Amundsen, Amundsen, and I can't remember who was the first person to go to the South Pole. But anyway, the second place team actually got there first, but they
Yes.
died on the way back.
Yeah. Oops.
Yes. Okay.
And the
Well,
ships that they had
hmm?
coming up there to come there,
Yes.
they didn't get there quick enough, so they were frozen in ice for however
No,
long.
these guys just the ship there. The Shackleton, Shackleton, the Shackleton expedition that was before that.
Hmm.
Actually, their ship got crushed in the ice, and they spent basically 2 years in Antarctica
Yes.
and managed to self-rescue,
Hmm.
which was just undo. It was the story. The story of that ordeal is just absolutely amazing that anyone could have managed that. You know, so
So I've got the book, and I'm absolutely drawing a blank. But it was
mhm.
that group of college kids that went.
The
Uh,
plane crashed in Chile.
no, it wasn't a plane crash.
No.
They
Okay.
hiked.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, was it in Siberia? Anyways, when they found their bodies
Oh
later,
yeah. Uh,
what was
what
the
was
name of that? I've got the freaking book inside there. I've read it and I can't even
hmm,
remember. But
starts with a
anyways,
P?
but that's the thing that gets me. Okay, so
Yeah.
you have this horrific event that happens. And this was
Hmm.
many years ago, but it
Yes.
still keeps coming up. Everything still keeps coming up because it's unsolved.
Oh, and it's been blamed on everything. It was flying saucers. It was they found a nuclear device. Okay. And it drove them crazy. It was a wind. Uh, a
Oh, it was a wind
particular.
event.
It was a
It was the
particular.
military that came in and wiped them
It was
out.
yes. It was. It was an
Everything.
avalanche. It was an avalanche.
Oh, yes, the avalanche thing. And that was another thing. It was hypothermia
Yes.
could cause them to run out of their tents with no clothes
Naked.
on because they
Naked.
were,
30 below. Yes.
yeah. And I'm like, come on, you find a body part over here, a body part over there. You might have find a group of naked ones here. 9 of them. Was it 9?
It's either
You're gonna
seven. It
make me
was
go in there and look at my
seven
books.
or nine. Yes. Oh my God. The name of that's like.
But they weren't heard from for a long time, so they went up there,
Well,
investigated. The tents were destroyed, and they kept trying to
yes.
say it was hypothermia, and
Well, one of
somebody had a camera that was taking pictures, and they released all of the pictures, and I think they finally released the last one, but it made
mhm,
absolutely no sense. I mean, you
yeah.
couldn't look at it and tell it was anything.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't remember. It was a group of Russian students,
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Is that right? They never did. But it's like, this is the thing that gets me. Something happens 1930s, and you have all of these eyewitness reports. It's all written down on paper. It's even put in the newspaper because back then nobody cared about UFOs. If you
Dilatov.
saw,
The
yes,
Dilatov Pass.
yes,
Yes. Okay.
never solved. And there's so many theories out there to what happened to them.
Oh God,
And
yes.
nobody will ever know. I just can't imagine trying to go in there and trying to recreate that scene. I can't imagine being a CSI agent unless
Well,
you you had
I mean,
all of the forensics.
there are certain things that are known,
Mhm,
okay, and that were documented at the time.
mhm,
If I remember correctly,
mhm,
they didn't find all the bodies on the first quote unquote rescue search,
mhm,
okay, but I think three of the bodies that were several hundred yards away in a gorge
mhm.
were not found until the following summer or spring
Yes.
when the
Yes.
weather had broken. Uh, so there's some inconsistency between the two reports. Okay, so it's just not. That's a weird one. That's definitely a weird one. And
And
I
it's
think
never going to be
I
solved.
would not. I would be shocked if this program has not actually done that.
Mm.
I'll have to go look and see. But they do a
Jenny's
wonderful.
Jenny's asking, was it on a mountain? And I can't remember.
It,
They
it
were
was in a
doing,
it was in a pass on a mountain range.
but it was not
It's
in.
not. It was
It
not
wasn't
on a
Mount Everest or anything like
not
that.
on a steep not on a steep slope at all.
Was it Siberia? Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it
Yeah.
was Siberia.
Russian. Yeah. Roll those R's.
Yep.
But anyways, stuff like that intrigues me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the gentleman that does
It's like
missing
those
for
true crime. Just like those true crime mysteries.
well, it's like the gentleman that does the missing
Oh,
411.
yeah. How about that guy?
Dave.
How about those? Um, who was the murderer in London? The
Oh, Jack
butcher of
the Ripper.
yeah, yeah. Well, who's your main candidate for Jack? No,
Don't know.
haven't done that one. Okay, didn't like that one.
Jack the Ripper is all I know.
So
Oh,
they're all
there you go. There you go.
yes, Philatop Pass. Very good.
I don't know. To me, I mean, stuff like that's intriguing, but it's like our regular history.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that happened years ago.
Yes.
Then people start going in and rewriting every bit of it and putting
Well,
their opinions
oh, which one? Which one
rather
was
than the
murdered?
facts.
Lewis. Remember Lewis and Clark?
I remember being taught that in school. I'm not saying I
Lewis
paid
and Clark
attention.
that went through the Oregon Pass,
Mhm,
discovered the new American territories, all the way to the Pacific, and all
mhm,
that good hero stuff. Lewis died
mhm,
mysteriously like 2 years later,
mhm, mhm.
and they're still working out things that were he was shot. He was supposedly shot. I think
Ooh,
he
which
did.
one of them? Okay, so was it Sacagawea? Which one of
Yes,
them hooked up with her?
commemorative coin.
Yeah, which one hooked up with her?
That was one of their French guides. Okay, because that was
Mhm.
French territory long
Oui,
before,
oui.
and this guy was a trapper and a trader. I can't remember.
So did Lewis and Clark just watch? Were they voyeurs? What was going on? I'm just saying.
They were finding resources. Okay, uh, making contact with the Indians, and mapping, just you making accurate maps so that they could, so that the United States Army could go in and claim the territory.
So
That's
what
pretty.
did excuse me, did Pocahontas play a role? She didn't play a role in any of
No,
that.
she was 200 years. She'd been dead
Later?
for like 200 years.
200. She was dead for 200 years before that.
She
What
died in
what year was Lewis and Clark? I don't
1628.
remember.
Pocahontas died in 1628. Lewis and Clark was 1805.
Damn.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
history.
years.
Look at history's a long time.
I know. Whether it's correct or not, we've got it.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's right. And that might have been the name of the book, Marco. I can't remember.
Dilitov,
Yeah.
Dylotov.
Yeah.
I don't want to know everything, but I want to know some things.
Andy's sending pictures of me being bent over the last show that we had.
Over. Okay, Andy, you got my email.
It's close. I'm just saying. You can't see my real butt. You just it's just there. Oh Lord, Andy is so much fun. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, Marco comes up with that. Yep. And I've got the book in there. That's the bad part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So when are we gonna start having guests?
I don't know.
Who do you want to
You
have
asked me about-
first besides
You know,
Cheryl?
I thought about having. I thought it was a good idea, but oh come on, don't go blank on me. Who did I mention? The other podcast host with the three beards.
Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought about
well, that would be so much fun.
He's on right after. Their show is on at 8:00 tonight. Okay.
I thought they were Wednesdays. Did he
of their-
move
one
it?
of their- as far as I don't know,
He's usually on Wednesdays.
but there are two shows, and the other show. No, that's not what it. When they go on, he's just getting home from. They go on at 8, and he's just getting home from work when they go on the air at 8. So he does. I don't think he's going to fit into our time slot. But hey, anybody.
Hey,
who
we
knows-
could do pre-record. Really?
Yes.
Come on, Charles. We're open Tuesdays for whatever time.
So we'll do it. We could do late.
Either that, or we could do like a pre-record and just chat to talk to people
And make fun of
That'd
ourselves.
be good.
That'd be cool.
Ooh, that's even better. What the hell is she wearing, and why don't they match tonight like they did the last time?
Yeah. Who didn't get the memo?
Oh, check your Skype, Charles.
Oh my God.
I'm kind of scared, but not coming from Bobby, because I could not get him to answer the questions that he normally answers. Blank
I saw
Willow.
that one. Bobby, believe it or not, I saw that one earlier today. That is a very good one.
Bobby needs to answer blank Willow and blank a doodle doo.
Hey.
I don't know. I think that'd be great. Yeah. Do it, Ron. Yes, exactly. He needs the EVP.
I ordered Oofy's newest book.
Oh, sweet.
It's about a UFO investigation. An investigator's handbook for the paranormal. So maybe we'll figure out some way to have Amy stand in for Goofy or something like that.
There you go, Andy. Can y'all see that?
Yes. I think that's a good idea.
That is cute.
Yes.
Thanks, Bobby. Oh, look. Bobby's not going to say it. Oh, no. Yeah, no. There we go. Bobby said it. But I'd rather have Bobby where I could see him when he answers it, because Bobby has the sweetest smile
Right.
I have
Right.
ever seen in my life on anybody. I love Bobby's smile and his little giggle. So, yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah, such language. That's not the worst we've got here, but
I have
anyway.
anything else I wanted to get covered today. That's pretty much it. Gosh.
And we're done early.
Right. I've got a personal secret trip I'll be reporting on next week.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. A quest of into another dimension. And I'll be bringing back the real truth. Or not.
That will be fun.
Or I might not come back at all.
Okay, so this is what I want to know. It's like when you hear the report, when you get the final report, are you going to call bullshit, or are you going to try to connect to it to see if you can connect to it before you call bullshit?
I'm not prejudging. I trust the person that is acting as my guide in this.
Okay.
So it will be given as much consideration whether I like it or not. Okay.
Now, is this a
expected or unexpected? Yes.
Is this just to see your experience here, or is this a past life included?
Oh, this is an incident, an actual incident.
Okay.
Actually, I'll further the teaser. I'm looking into a lost time incident that happened to me.
How old were you?
That one was almost 20 years ago.
You were in your 50s?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my near-death incident happened in, as far as I can tell, it was 1965 when I was 11.
Sorry, don't mean to laugh. I wasn't born until 69.
See, but that has been my thoughts on that. I've never had a doubt, and that's a funny thing about NDEs. Okay, when people have them, they never ever forget them.
Oh God, no.
Okay, have you ever been in a car accident? Okay, have you ever had a car accident? Can you remember? Can you remember every moment of that? Like where it goes into slow motion? You can remember that. Absolute clarity. Okay? NDEs are written in the same font in your consciousness.
Oh, of course it is. Yes.
Yet,
No, I have no doubt.
I may not have thought about this car wreck for 40 years. And that I can remember like it happened this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with an NDE.
Mm-hmm.
It is imprinted into your freaking consciousness with such power and clarity.
Mm-hmm.
You can't doubt it. You cannot doubt it.
And here's something too that I want to, because I didn't suffer any kind of brain trauma. I didn't hit my head or anything like that.
Neither did I. Okay.
And that's what I'm wondering.
Well, I've had 2 car, well, maybe 3
Mm-hmm.
car accidents
Mm-hmm.
that went into slow motion on me.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
They are the same.
Mm-hmm.
They're imprinted in the same font.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Continue.
But I'm wondering, I know several people who have had brain trauma.
Yes.
And I know whenever they get done with their car accident, they don't remember what happened.
That's a different thing.
So that's something that I can't. So like if you were in a car wreck, you had brain trauma, if you had a near death experience, you wouldn't remember it?
Or if you were in
Would you remember it?
If you were in a car accident and had brain trauma, there are people who have been in car accidents and had brain trauma who reported their near-death experience.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, because I know several people who've not had a near-death experience.
They run up to that wall when they left their bodies. Everything they can remember, or sometimes when people have brain trauma, sometimes they can lose their entire identity. Okay, and have to piece it all back together.
Yes.
But every reported NDE of someone who had brain trauma, that part they remember very clearly.
Yes.
Okay.
But, and that's the thing too. So science doctors try to explain that away as that's just how your mind is trying to.
That's how your brain.
Yeah. It's some kind of bullshit that you dreamed up.
Right.
That's what gets me. You can't call it science.
Okay. The answer to that is, or the reply to that is, why does a person in India, China, and the United States describe the exact same experience when culturally they have nothing? Their brains are different, their culture is different, their symbology is different, but they all come back with the same experience.
It's all the same, yes. It doesn't bring any religion into it. It doesn't bring any of the beliefs or anything. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. That whole field, it could be a science, and we've seen articles on that being a science. Oh, Jenny, thank you. Jenny says
we try to be nice once in a while.
You guys are very civilized tonight. Yeah, you wait until Charles finds a damn political topic that he just fucking wants to lose his mind on. I'm just saying. Just saying. Marco says the toaster oven went off. Maria put in a minute with a cocktail and a snack. You're right.
Okay.
I try to keep Charles away from the political. And that's how I even got on
I
this
know.
show
You
was because of your
didn't
shit.
want to hear me ranting, doing the get off my grass, damn it.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. His little show started out as it's
Oh,
we're gonna be
right,
here for people
right. Yes, yes.
with
Health and
chronic illnesses.
yes.
We're gonna work you through this. And then the next show I heard was he's pissed off and bitching about Trump. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's not what that's not a chronic illness. But it was funny. So here I am every Tuesday after Taco Tuesday, Porto down the road. I have to get my Tuesday margarita
Mhm.
to do this because I don't know what I'm walking into.
A half gallon of margarita.
Get me a jumbo margarita, and then I
He
come
does a
home and
pony.
I feel
He just do a Pony Express.
yeah,
As
exactly.
you reach out of the car as you go by and they hand you a picture.
But it's like I come here and I fill this up. It's like with bourbon, so I can do the rest of this. But we have fun.
Bobby wants a new dress code. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh. So let me see. Ah, geez. There was a show that I wanted to watch uh, this week. I can't remember. I think I shared it around on. I
Oh,
might have even
sorry,
shared it
Bobby.
on Facebook.
Apparently, I was on mute. Bobby, tell me what color dress you want. What kind of dress? I've got business casual. I've got professional. I've got Sunday going church stuff. I've got
Just, just,
I've got some
just,
outfits, dude, that you
Bobby,
can't call a dress.
just go to the usual sources and send her an example.
Mm.
Of-
So Marco wants a dress with heels. I've got yeah. I need some new stilettos. I'm just saying. Oh, look. Shamelessly plugging Art Radio Friday night girls night out. Ron, that is the best freaking idea you've ever had. I'm just saying.
Didn't you try to do that once before?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I paid attention to it, but anyway. Girls night out. I don't know.
Maybe it was a different day,
Might have been.
but
Might have
yeah.
been. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my, yes.
Skirt and a blouse. Do I have that? Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Sorry. Uh, red shirts, dye, gold shirts. Command, what are blue shirts? Kentucky shirts. Or their SurvivorCircle shirts, apparently, tonight.
Star Trek have blue shirts. Wasn't it the science department?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I work, it means it's the Blue Lodge.
Oh, you're
So
Kentucky. That means safe. Kentucky means safe.
I'm a Kentucky. It means
Don't shoot people with blue shirts on.
ooh, you know what? That would be a great thing. It's a University of Kentucky Wildcats color.
Mhm. Well,
So maybe I need to do my roof that way.
Who's their nemesis? Ohio?
No,
Ohio
it's a
State red?
See,
Maroon, actually.
let's see. Let's see. The University of Louisville is 90 miles away. That's always been a competition or rivalry, but they're not in the same conference. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Ohio. It's Ohio State and Michigan State. And they have the little brown jug bowl every year when
Okay,
they.
so the little brown jug used to be a great little bar in Bowling Green. I'm just saying.
Who did that? Where did that ever come from?
Mm,
I think Jimmy Dickens did that back in the 1940s. And
hmm
probably those stone jugs for distilled distilled spirits. Okay, I can remember seeing those around. I mean, I'm sure that you can still get them, but
Oh
they were like
yeah,
everywhere.
they were everywhere.
Now
I
they're
think.
the originals are collector's items.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Those were pretty awesome.
little brown, and
Little
it
brown
was
jug.
the glazed pottery
Mhm.
jug.
And it
Oh
was
my
the
god,
corn. It wasn't the moonshine, but it was the corn.
corn liquor.
hmm
Yeah,
Ethanol.
same difference. You can run your car on it.
Marco says, I'm in Kentucky this week at the Corvette factory. Anything to do in that area? Food, drinks. If you're really there and not coming up with bullshit, you're 12 miles from where I live. But yes, there's plenty to do. Go downtown. You can hit the pub. There's several different great bars and restaurants through there. 440 Main is one of the greatest ones.
Okay. The travel advice. Huh.
The Corvette. Okay,
You
so
never know,
my
you never
opinion
know what
of
you're gonna get.
Marco's not going to like this, but my opinion of everybody that I've ever seen with a Corvette
Hmm.
is in their 70s or 80s, and they have wives that are 20 years younger than them, and they're all blonde. And they look like they've gone through every plastic surgeon ever
Hmm.
to stay young. So, no. No, seriously, I am not a Corvette guy or old dude's car. Yeah, I'm just saying, they seriously do close down parts of Bowling Green whenever it's homecoming for Corvettes,
Okay.
and there's a parade of them. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody without gray hair driving one. But you got to realize how much they cost.
Especially now. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
I don't know what that new C8 it's well over $100,000 minimum.
yes, yes.
You know.
And then what's funny is that not only they do a parade through town and they shut freaking traffic down. Seriously, the police
Hmm.
shut it down. They have police escorts for them to do their little parade thing. But
Hmm.
then they decide to hit the back roads a day or
Hmm.
two later. They drive slower than Harleys when they
Oh my
come
God.
through. And I'm like,
That
I, I I'm so glad that you
there
support
there
our
isn't
economy here, but
isn't there
please get off the fucking road.
isn't there a big motor speedway down there somewhere?
We've got
You know,
Sparta.
take that for a weekend and drive drive your
Let's
drive
go
your
there.
drive your $100,000 Corvette at within some small multiple of its actual speed.
Oh, they
Go out there,
did.
go out there, go out there and make a few laps at
They
140 miles
they
an hour.
did the Corvette Speedway that they got the racetrack down there. That's what opened up the whole the sinkhole at the Corvette Museum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
sinkhole opened up at the racetrack, but they kind of like tried to cover that up so nobody
No,
would know, and they
that was
screwed
just
it
the
up
devil.
enough that
That was just the devil claiming his own.
it fucked up. Yeah, it fucked up 8 antique Corvettes. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's just insane. But yeah, it's been a good night.
See, the peepers aren't on daylight savings time. They're they're late. Damn it! Usually,
Thankfully, oopsie. That's kind of how it happens.
hmm
I've got to find something. I'm trying to.
okay. Finding.
Let's
Finding
see.
it.
I'm searching. Maybe it's this one. We'll see. I hate this. Yeah, no, it's not going to show up. Andy, sorry. Not showing up. I don't know. We've done pretty good tonight.
I think so.
And did you notice it's daylight here? I didn't
I
have to have
know
on special lights. Thank God there's been no snakes brought to me this week.
it's not snowing there,
Hmm,
but next
yet.
week, don't expect much next week.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's enough. Apparently, according to the weather reports, there's supposed to be another terrific outbreak come through the middle of the U.S. again.
Here it's just going to be rain and maybe a thunderstorm or two, but we'll see.
Jenny had like 100 degrees today. She sent me a
Jeez. That that temperature is good enough for toast. I'm just saying. Yeah, the next few weeks at work is going to be crazy because they've decided to bring in carpet and tile in the building that I work in. So they're going to displace me for 3 weeks. And I have no clue how that's going to work. I'm kind of thinking they just need to tell me to stay my ass at home and work remotely.
There you go.
That would be great, but I'm kind of thinking it's not going to happen.
Think of how much gas that would save you.
Oh,
That would be like getting a raise. Be like getting a raise.
it really would be. Whenever gas prices were up to like $5 a
Yeah.
gallon, it was
Yeah.
$90 to fill up my truck.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that was going on, I'm like, do I seriously? Can I just like ditch this and work like 2 part-time jobs or 3 part-time jobs within 10 miles of me? Just something. I mean, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but you all hung in there with us for like, oh, okay. So my daddy, Jenny said that my daddy owned a purple glitter Camaro. They have started
What
having,
these cars?
oh my God, daddy's cars are the greatest. They've started having Camaro homecomings.
Oh
Of
my.
course, mine got, let's see, man, I've had like 3. The last one was wiped out in a tornado. So I'm like, I just, apparently that is karma enough for me to
Oh,
know I shouldn't own one at all. How about the Eufy? How about the flagpole painter dress? I don't know what that is, but I've got fishnets if that helps.
like, okay. Hmm.
4 Trans Ams. But
Mm.
anyways, Y'all have hung out with us for an hour and a half listening to our ramblings of nothing.
One of these days, we're just going to have the car show, you know? Talk. I sat down not too long ago and counted up how many cars I've had in the course of my lifetime so far. I think I got 22. I've had 22.
I'm trying to think. I had a 67 Camaro. I had a 69 Camaro. And then I had that 2014 Camaro. So I'm kind of thinking
Burned
I
yourself out of
want
here.
I want a 69 Camaro
Oh, yeah.
again, exactly like I had the one before. And I don't care about
You know
car
what those things are
shows.
going? You know what those things are going for now?
Shut the fuck up. I don't need to be reminded that
Okay.
40 years ago,
Yeah.
yeah, the one I had. Anyways, yeah, no, I would absolutely have, but and the best part is that everything that was done to it, I did the work on it.
There you go.
This girl. So,
That's what makes them special. Really.
yeah.
Seriously. Okay. Yeah.
Well, and I'm small enough to crawl up underneath those hoods and get down. I can it was big enough to work on, and now you've got all these
Oh.
little compact bullshit. You can't get to the battery unless you take the fender off crap, and I just can't. Mm-mm.
Well, I'm trying. Okay. I will say that my Omni was my favorite car I ever had.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was a grandma's go to church on Sunday Plymouth Horizon
Mm-hmm.
that I took apart and put together with all the goodies out of a Shelby GLHS turbo
Mm.
that it somewhat breathed on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that car was just
Oh
incredible.
yeah.
It was just
Mm-hmm.
incredible. But hey, that's what
Jenny
happens.
can hear my
That's what
frogs.
happens, that's what happens when you put 225 horsepower in a shoebox.
Yes. Yes. It kind of happens. Oh, Jenny can hear my frogs. Can you hear my frogs?
Mhm. I hear
I
them.
like my tree frogs. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm supposed to send something to Marco on Skype, and now I've got to remember what I told him. Anyway,
Well, leave. If anybody has any ideas, anything you want us to do, leave it in the comments. We'll check it. We're always
I'm kind of
always
thinking
open.
we need to have everybody in Skype on the show.
Oh hell yes. I will.
I'm
I
kind of we need to have
contact.
it happen.
Oh well, we could just do an open lines panel.
Hmm. We could do a round table. We could just let,
Those yeah, a few one at a time.
yeah, because Ron would want to start on his religious thing, so we'd have to time him out. Just time. Love you, Ron, but yeah, that would be rules.
We're not going to.
Everybody on cannot
We're not
talk
going to
about
convert him.
politics or religion.
Hmm. Oh, listen. Yeah. Or we could just sit here and listen to the frogs.
Can you hear them? Really?
Yes, I hear him.
That
I hear
blows
him.
my mind.
Ah,
That's my little tree frogs.
family here. That's too bad. I miss them.
So, but anyways, yeah, I've got to go back through chat and figure out what I'm supposed to send. Oh, I remember. I have to
Oh,
send him the reason Andy says smooth as butter. That's what I'm supposed to send. Thank you, Kevin Hale, for that. Just saying.
Mhm.
So, but everybody, thank you. It's almost been 2 hours. You've hung out with us. Bring your friends if you dare to the next
Come in.
one.
And if we just keep the conversation going, we will have a good time.
Be
So
wonderful. Thank you,
thank
Ufi,
you,
to the.
thank you, Ufi, for the topics tonight.
Yep.
Had fun. And thank you, Maria, as always.
Mhm.
Happy Taco Tuesday. And thank everybody in
Oh,
chat for hanging out with us.
here we
And
go.
y'all
Eat
have a
trash.
good night. And we'll see you next week. Good night, y'all.